Yo, what's happening? I'm back. So I'm out of town right now, so it's gonna be a while before I'm actually driving home. So I'm gonna start another video. Today we're gonna talk a little bit about institutional racism and how I feel about it. Um, so let's get it going. So first thing, institutional racism, does it exist? Yeah, it does. It definitely does. But let's not call it institutional racism. Let's call it institutional bias. So what I mean about that is that institutions, depending on what they do, what their product is, are going to choose the people that they feel most fit for the position that they're putting them in. I'll explain. So most of my life has been basically in government work. So let's use government work for example because it's simple and I can make some comparisons so everyone can basically get a demonstration of how I feel about it. All right, so military structure. Military is going to put the people in positions that are going to get them the best thing that they want, which for the military, for the most part, is victory, right? Victory in wars, to keep it simple. So what they're going to do is they're going to put the people that are most fit to get them those victories. So if they're going to go for a general, they're going to put a general that they feel can actually do the job. What they're going to do is that general is going to hire the people below him that he thinks can do the job the best, right? He doesn't care if you're a woman. He doesn't care if you're a man. He doesn't care what your race is. He probably doesn't care what your religion is. There's going to be some biases, yes, but for the most part, he wants people that are going to get him those victories. Now, victories equal, to make it simple again, to break it down even more, victories equal wins. And for basically society, victories or wins equal money. So the more wins that an institution will get that isn't the government, well, even in the government in some cases, the most wins that they're going to get are going to be basically money, the most money they're going to get. So if an institution wants to get these wins, these victories, or this money, they're going to put people in positions, regardless of what their race, creed, or gender is, to get them those victories, right? So for example, say you own a company, and regardless of what your race, creed, or gender is, there's three people fighting for positions. One's a woman, one's a man, and one's let's say one's a white woman, one's a black man, and one's a white man. And one of them, regardless of who they are, this is the way the leaders of that company are going to see it. One of them has a potential to make that company $6 billion. One of them has a potential to make that company $5 billion. And one of them has a potential to make that company the same amount of money they're making right now, which is less than $5 and $6 billion. They don't care which one does what. They're going to hire the dollar sign. They're going to hire the $6 billion person. They don't care if that person is the female. They don't care if it's the black man or the white man. They're going to hire the person that's going to make them the most money. They might not like that person, but green's the only color that matters in this situation. So that's basically the way I look at it. Now, like we were talking about institutional biases. So the best way to look at this, the most simple way to look at this is, once again, getting those victories. If institutional racisms weren't, or institutional biases, as I said I wanted to call them, weren't a bad thing, or were a bad thing, then most entertainment would suck. Let's look at the NBA, for example. The NBA is a majority of black people, right? Black dudes playing in the NBA. And they're kicking ass, right? No one can keep up with them in most cases. I mean, yeah, you got some anomalies here and there, but basically, it's taken over by the black community, right? Well, would that be a benefit or a detriment to that community or to that sport? How is that a bad thing? If it was people that sucked at the game or weren't as good at the game as these guys because you had to make it 50-50 or you had to make it 20-20-20-20, 20, then it wouldn't be as entertaining. So what they're doing is they're putting the people that are going to get them those victories in the positions that are going to get those victories. They don't care that they're black. They don't care if they're white. They don't care about any of that. They care that they're the best people for those positions. And I think that's the way most institutions work. Now, yeah, there's some things that leadership can't handle at their level. There are going to be people that hire people that do have some biases towards the lower level positions. But for the most part, as long as anyone can make that company more victories, that person is going to get the position. I don't know. What are your thoughts? Later.